select. Select. Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Thursday. This is a little different broadcast than normal. I am out in a environment here that you should be able to see. And we can see that I've got a couple things in augmented reality. I've got Microsoft Mesh over here in front of me. And over here, I've got the StreamYard software, and it's interesting. I'm not seeing those through the video feed. I'm just seeing the information from my perspective. So let's do a select and share screen, select, and select. Let's see what a share entire screen, is it an option? Select. There we go, select. And select. Awesome, so that should put a share screen, select. There we go. So let's see if we get video plus my screen here. Interesting. I was wondering what would happen there. There we go. Perfecto. So you can see on one side the video coming from my HoloLens, and then from this other screen share, you can see the artifacts that are out in the room that I'm in. So behind the browser is Microsoft Mesh. And as I move around, these objects stay consistent where they are. So the browser, we're actually behind. Microsoft Mesh is here. And then over here, if I tap on my wrist, I can bring up my options from the HoloLens. So imagine if I were here on site trying to fix something, I could use Remote Assist with Microsoft Teams and bring in an expert. If I needed to create a video of something I'm seeing, I can use the video or send pictures. And then I also have the all apps option. So I can look through all of the apps that I have installed on the HoloLens, just like this. So if we launch HoloHuman, can bring that up. Looks like it's getting an update. And as that application stays in its 3D space, I can walk back around to see the that I have placed within the environment. So if you are into this is a wearable device that presents augmented reality. I can still see my surroundings with chairs and the tables, but I also have the capability of bringing in other things into my 3D space. And this one I just installed. I haven't played around with it yet. So let's see what it can do here. I can also tap here and move the windows. So if I pinch, I can actually move my window in the space that I'm in. And then it can follow me Once I'm happy with the placement, I can change this. Come on. Cast that's live, and we present again. So I'm selecting things that you can't see in the there we go. Okay, so I'm in here live. Let's share our screen again. Share screen, select entire screen, select, select. And then what should happen here is, since we're sharing the screen again, shortly I should get the, there we go. So as soon as that catches up, you'll be able to see the 3D browser, the Microsoft Mesh, and I had a third app open over here that looks like it closed as well. So maybe we had a problem with the app. I can tap my wrist. So I hold my hand out and tap my wrist, and this gets me to the various applications that I've installed on the HoloLens. You can see that I have speech recognition, so I can use speech to work with that if my hands are busy. Remote is like a meeting where somebody remotely can see what's happening. And then also in real time through something. And here we can see that our browser is showing us what the HoloLens view looks like. And I always wondered what would happen with this in StreamYard, because StreamYard is sharing the desktop. And obviously my view, even though I'm moving around, has a fixed width and height. So I assumed StreamYard could figure out how to share the desktop, but wasn't sure if we'd hit any or encounter any types of issues with that. So I can close the start menu the same way I open it. And then in my space, the nice thing about the HoloLens is I can see where everything is. So I don't trip over the chairs, the objects in the room. I'm not immersed as with VR, virtual reality. AR, augmented reality, gives me both these physical representations in the room and these augmented holographic representations of applications or things that I might want to do. So I also have Microsoft Mesh installed. However, it doesn't look like my account has been provisioned to get into Microsoft Mesh. So if I go up to this hologram and I say play, select. Let's see if we can get this to play here. There we go, start Microsoft Mesh. What this should be doing is logging me into a augmented reality application from Microsoft. And I believe this is another thing that's an early preview. I don't know if my account's been provisioned for it, but we can see that we're screen sharing both my video, so what I'm seeing from the video cam perspective, and then I'm sharing my desktop so you can see the augmented reality that I'm viewing through the headset. Let's see if this will start. I don't know if this will start with what we're sharing and what we're doing here, but it's worth a try. We'll see if we can load this up as well. There we go. So in many of the applications, what the application will do is scan the space for what's really there. And so it looks like Mesh is trying to log me in. It looks like my browser may have closed. Oh, maybe it's still open, or maybe the application's still streaming, because I think I'm seeing it. We'll see if it continues. So it's checking for updates, and then it's trying to log me in as my development tenant. And let's see if that works. What I've been seeing is a lot of retry or can't, not necessarily error messages, but just that it can't get me into Microsoft Mesh. So I might have to figure out who to reach out to at Microsoft to see if I can get this working, because it'd be a cool demo for a Tech Thursday. So the other thing I debated about was how to show off the HoloLens, because it's something you wear, not something you necessarily just look at like other tech. But this seems like a pretty good way to demo it. Yep, and it's still, so the browser must be hiding behind Mesh as it tries to log me in. And then you can see that the window for Mesh kind of moves with me so that I know what's happening from a Mesh perspective. So instead of walking around and behind it, I can walk with it. And let's see if it catches up. There it is. So Mesh stays with me. I'm using the Wi-Fi from within my Surface tablet. So this is the device that is providing me internet access. And then the Microsoft Mesh application failed to connect to server. So it is like a server error or a provisioning error that I'm getting from that particular application. So I can bring up the start menu, go back into Edge. Let's see if we can go back to the home page. Here, you can see that it's taking a look at my surroundings. Then if we go back to the browser, we get Edge up and running. There's Mesh in a saved state. And we'll see what happens when the browser launches again. Hopefully it's still on the page where we're live on StreamYard. Here we go. So we've got one browser over here live on StreamYard. Then I've got another browser over here where I could log into something else. So if you have a Bluetooth device attached to this, the benefit to that Bluetooth device, if I just tap my wrist once here, would be under settings. I could go in and pair the Bluetooth keyboard and mouse to the HoloLens and just use that similar to how I would use a regular computer running Windows. So the settings would allow me to do that. The browser's sitting there. If I want to do this with voice or touch, I can bring up this, and then from here, I have the capability of going to different searches, getting the results, and then having multiple browsers open at the same time. So let's see what else. Is this still, looks like it's still going and might have paused. Let's see if we can stop sharing. Hey everybody, let's see if we can resume this with in StreamYard. So it looks like I'm just logged in now from my computer. This is the HoloLens that I'm wearing. The nice thing is, even with glasses, I can move the visor up. Eases taking on and off or seeing what's in front of you without seeing the HoloLens. So you can see kind of the footprint of the device here on my head. And this is the device itself. USB-C for charging or accessories. I'm thinking I'm going to try a USB dongle, the Microsoft dongle, so that I can see if I can hook this up to HDMI output or use a regular USB-A accessory like a keyboard maybe. But this is the profile of the HoloLens 2. And I hope you've enjoyed this live with Tech Thursday. We try to do these weekly. It's not always every week that I get an opportunity to do these, but this week I figured I'd bring you live from the HoloLens, check out how that worked with my HoloLens, as well as here we have a Surface Pro 9. So let's take a look at, I think I have to share the system audio here for what I want to show you. But in the Surface app, on the Surface Pro 9 with LTE, we also have camera effects that we can set up. And one of the camera effects allows you to have eye contact that looks like you're looking at the screen through an app. And even when you're looking at the screen versus the webcam, it should make adjustments through the GPU or the graphics processing unit to make it look like you're looking at the webcam. And so we've got StreamYard up and running. We're sharing from my computer. We've got the video in so you can see the HoloLens, and I'm also sharing my screen so you can see the screen version with the Surface camera front from the Surface app and what eye contact looks like in the Surface. We also have blurring and portrait blur, and then brightness settings that we can control from within here. So the other thing is the Surface has two cameras. So I could go into StreamYard and I could either show from the front camera, which I'm using now, or I could show from the back camera. So another use case maybe in conjunction with something like HoloLens, where you could bring in the video of something into like a remote assist scenario. So show what I'm looking at, not necessarily me, from a Surface device. So some different uses or use cases for using Surface, HoloLens, and the Surface Pro 9 specifically with its LTE that's built in. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday. Join us again for Tech Thursday. We typically use YouTube because I have a Tech Thursday channel on YouTube. Today we're using Twitter, and we're also live on my LinkedIn profile. So I hope you have a wonderful time, and I'll catch everybody later. Let's see if we can do an outro with some music here. This was a little difficult to navigate.